Hey guys, it's Nina again, coming to you with video number 2. Just discussing some things I no longer do or don't do when budgeting. I had a lot of experience over the last 4 or so years, just testing out different budgeting techniques and practices, and I'm still trying to work out like how I want to go forward. But for now, at least, these are some things that I no longer do. And I'll just briefly explain why I don't. For right now, I no longer use a calendar. I'm pretty used to how my monthly spread is concerning how much money I get per 2 weeks. So I usually budget paycheck by paycheck over a 2-week period. And from that, the first paycheck of the month covers the second half of the month bills. The second paycheck covers the first half of bills for the following month. And it'll make sense once I talk about it later, but it's just a continuous cycle of bills. I know when everything is due. I also implement auto pay. Sorry, as I was stating, I do have some bills that are on auto pay that come directly from my credit card, and I just take the money from that paycheck and apply it towards the credit card debt. So I no longer use a calendar. It's not necessary since I know the sequence of my bills as of now. Alrighty, so the next thing that I don't do, I don't differentiate between sinking funds and envelopes. In my mind, it's all savings. It's no difference. And along those same lines, I use the bank accounts as like savings envelopes too. So I just group it all and mentally think of it all as savings. So that way I'm not confused as to what's what. It's all going to be used at some point. All the money is going to be used at some point. So I just earmark, this money for this thing, this money for insurance, this money for long-term savings, this money for my son. And I just keep it going in that direction. And it just makes things a little more simple for me, where I'm not confused about what's what. Alrighty. And the next thing that I don't do, I don't use cash only. I use a little mixture of cash. I also use, again, my credit card. I use a debit card. Seldomly I use this, but I still use it. And then another form of debit is Cash App, which I'm not too thrilled with their customer service. I can't lie about that, but it still serves a purpose. I can quickly send money to my card. I can also keep record of all my transactions quickly. I don't know if you ever use Cash App, but when you spend something, it sends a notification to your phone. And before, the night is over with or whatever, before I delete the notifications, I update my Excel sheet with the transactions, so that way I know what I used it on. But yes, the benefits of Cash App is it's quick. I can keep record, and I don't overspend. Whatever money is on there, that's all I have to use, and I can't go over. And then another benefit of using it is just the fact that you can apply different savings boosts to the card. Like, say for instance, there's one for 10% off groceries. So I can apply that boost to the Cash App, the application on my phone, and then I can save an extra 10% on my grocery bill. or pizza. They have some different different options for you. So I don't use cash only. I have a little mixture of means that I use. Along the same lines, I don't use one debit card. I did just explain that as far as the Cash App. I don't track my envelope transactions. This is very time consuming. And I don't like to feel like I'm doing double the work. I do use an Excel sheet through Google, and I keep, record manually that way. So there's no need for me to track the envelopes. Again, the money is there for it to be used in some form or fashion. So I'm not stressed about keeping track of every single transaction. It just gets to be too much, and I hate feeling micromanaged. But I got a good little system going now where I don't feel the necessity to keep track. And I used to keep track, but I ended up finding out that I really don't look back at that record. Once I put it into the Excel sheet, that's it, and I'm done. And lastly, I kind of touched on this already. I don't track cash and card transactions via paper. One, it gets to be a lot to print multiple sheets of paper. Two, I don't always go back and look back at the paper. Three, is more accessible for me to use the Excel sheet if I need to find a particular transaction. And the way that I do the Excel sheet, I kind of color coded based on what type of transaction. Overall, I hope these tips and brief explanations were helpful. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment down below, and I would do my best to address it. If not, in the comments in a future video. And I hope you all have a good Thanksgiving and enjoy the rest of your week.